Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank you all for coming. This is our agenda meeting. Today is August 26th, Wednesday. For the record, it's 7 p.m. and we'll move along as rapidly as possible. We have two items tonight, a public hearing and a closed session on some personnel issues. For the public hearing, do we hear a motion to go into public hearing?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go into public hearing. Is there any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're in public hearing. This public hearing is to receive public comments on the question of the Nashville Parks and Recreation and the Nashville County Parks and Recreation Department's application for the permit for the street event for the 5K road race and the 1 mile fun run, Monster Dash for the United Way to benefit the United Way Tar River region, which doesn't have a date on it, but it's in the week of Halloween. This is the activity they've been doing for the last several years, kind of like the Monster Run, and they've had really good success for the last several years with it. Is anyone from the general public have anything to say for or against this issue? Anyone from the council have anything to say for or against this issue?
Man, the only thing I would like to add to it, as long as the police department and the fire department are prepared to do their part for the route that it takes inside the city limits, I have no problem with it.
Yep. The way this thing usually works out, the town planners and county planners coordinate all this stuff with everybody, and it's never any real big problem. Their route is to go out Elm Street, around through the cemetery, come back down Cedar Street through Cobb Hill, and back up behind the county administration building where they started. Further comment? The chair here motion we go out of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. We'll go out of public hearings. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're back in regular session. Our next item on the agenda are council comments, but before we get to that, I've got a couple of information items I'd like to pass on. Number one, we have a representative on the Council of Governments with the Upper Coastal Plain Group, and they work in a 2-year budget cycle. And I have in my hand here their program of work for the last year, from June 14 to July 2015. This is all the stuff that the COG has done for the last year. I'll give this to our manager, and any of you need any copies of it, he'll be happy to get you one. Also, for the public record, I have received from Suddenlink, the people who provide our communication services for the town, a letter advising us of a change of their services, which tells us that effective September 16, Suddenlink will move the oxygen from channel 351 on the digital family tier to channel 79 on expanded basic with a digital device, and an oxygen HD will move from channel 451 HD on the digital family tier to channel 279 HD basic. Weather scan will be moved from channel 125 digital broadcast to channel 374 on the digital family tier and be removed from channel 14 on limited basic. Suddenlink will also launch WRDC high definition MNT to channel 108 HD broadcast with WLFL HD CW to channel 110 HD broadcast and WLFL DT ZUUS country channel 160 digital broadcast. And they offer many different packages, and if you want to call them, they can be reached at 1-800-880-5880. If you remember, this was the last time this happened. We had a pretty large outcry about doing away with channel 14, the weather channel from the basic system, and we held that off until now, but it's come back up again. So if anybody wants to save the channel 14 weather system on the basic channel, you need to call this guy Jared Son at this number, 252-757-2201. Should that be of interest to anyone.
I might add, I've made the call, and as many people as can call, please do, because unless we lobby for it, we'll lose it.
Yep, we're going to lose it. And it looks like they're slowly moving everything away from basic into the higher tier channels for whatever reason. Okay. who would like to keep this? Me? Would you like to keep that for your records? Got probably 20 minutes since I read it. And also tomorrow, let me remind everyone, on Friday rather, August 28th, we have a ribbon cutting at 10 o'clock down at Vine Fitness, which is behind Bojangles. Will everybody be able to make that? Okay, good. Okay, comments. Mr. Taylor?
I don't have any comments tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Taylor.
No comment on that, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Hinton.
Amanda, you helped us out with the weather scan before. Anything that you can help us with in the newspaper? I mentioned that to the gentleman that I called, Jared, is it Son?
Son.
And I tried to explain to him that there are so many people in our community who cannot afford elevated level of service. And so if we can keep it in basic, it would help a lot of people. So.
Okay. Mr. Manager, have any questions?
Good.
How's your first week?
Good.
So far, so good?
This is week number 3, I think.
3. Well, I was gone 2 weeks.
You were?
How you miss me? Didn't even miss me, did you? Okay, that's the way life goes. Okay, we need to have a closed session on some personnel issues. Chair, here motion we go into closed session.
So late.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded we go into closed session. Any discussion?
I would, Mayor, at least for the press and everyone else, I certainly don't anticipate any action, so other than come out of closed session. You're welcome to stay, but I wouldn't expect anything
Good.
to come out.
Thank you. Other discussion? There being none, all in favor indicate so by saying yes.
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 Opposed, no. Accordingly, we're in closed session. Let's meet over in a small room in, say, 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll move on with what we have to do.